Hola, necesitas sacar el paquete de gramática porque hoy vamos a tomar apuntes sobre el present progressive. Let's talk about what the present progressive is in English first. The present progressive tense is used to say that something is happening now. In English, you make it by using a form of to be with a verb that ends in ing, called a present participle. So, a present participle in English is when something ends in ing. Here is an example of the present progressive in English. They are singing. You'll see that I have a form of to be, are, and I have a verb that ends in ing, singing. I have the exact same sentence in Spanish. Ellos están cantando. I have a form of to be, which in this case is estar, and then I also have a verb that ends in the Spanish version of ing. So, the formula that we are going to be using to form the present progressive tense in Spanish is the present tense of estar, conjugated, plus the present participle. Really quick, do you remember your present tense estar conjugations? I know we've been doing a lot of stuff in the past tense, but for this we're going back to present, so we want our present tense estar conjugations. Yo estoy, tú estás, usted, él, ella está, nosotros, nosotras estamos, and ustedes, ellos, ellas están. So, one part of our formula is a present tense form of estar. The other part of our formula is a present participle. To make a present participle in Spanish, first step is dropping the infinitive ending. Remember, an infinitive is an unconjugated verb. Then, once I've dropped the infinitive ending, for AR verbs, I'm going to add ando onto the end of the stem. And for ER-IR verbs, I'm going to add yendo onto the stem. So, comprar, I drop that AR infinitive ending, and it would become comprando. Comer, I drop the ER infinitive ending, it would be comiendo. And escribir, I drop the IR infinitive ending, it would be escribiendo. Here I have two examples that I want us to work on. I am buying the towels. Let's look at that one first. I am. So we know that's going to be estoy. And then the verb to buy is comprar. To make comprar buying, to make buy go to buying in English, we add ing. We want to do the same thing in Spanish. So we're going to take comprar and we want to make it comprando. We want to take off that AR infinitive ending and add on ando. And then, what are you eating? I know are you or you are is estás. And then I want to take comer, to eat, and I want to make it eating, which is going to be comiendo. Estoy comprando las toallas. ¿Qué estás comiendo? You can see I have a conjugated form of the verb estar, and I also have a present participle. Comprando has my ando ending, and comiendo has my yendo ending. We, unfortunately, do have a couple of irregular present participles. The first case is when the stem of an ER or IR verb ends in a vowel. We are going to want to change the yendo to yendo, so that I is going to change to a Y. For example, leer is not going to be leyendo, it's going to be leyendo. Another example, like the verb leer, would be creer, which means to believe. Another exception I have is that some IR verbs change vowels in the stem of the present participle form. For example, decir has an E to I change and it becomes diciendo. Dormir has an O to U change and becomes durmiendo. These exceptions are just things that you have to memorize. Sometimes we can have pronouns with present progressive verbs. Pronouns can be placed two places. The first place a pronoun can go is before the conjugated form of estar. A pronoun can also go attached to the end of the present participle. Remember, when you attach a pronoun to the present participle, you might need to add an accent to the stressed vowel. Let's take a look at the sentence, I am getting ready. Please recall from the vocab that to get ready is arreglarse. And we know we're talking about ourselves, so we're going to be using estoy. And arreglar is an AR verb, so I know I need my ando ending. First, let's look at I am getting ready with the pronoun placed before the conjugated form of estar. Me estoy arreglando. Now, let's look at the second option, which is when a pronoun is attached to the end of the present participle. Estoy arreglándome. I did have to add an accent to the stressed vowel in the second example when I attached it to the end of the present participle. It probably will be easier for you to do it the first way because then you don't have to worry about the accent, but it is important that you're able to do it the second way, and especially that you're able to recognize that these two sentences mean exactly the same thing.